Okay, so today I am working on a 1994 Jeep Wrangler. She's an old lady, so it was really hard to find the window regulator for this Jeep. So first you are going to want to, let me close this for demonstration purposes. Sorry about that. That was a little bit loud. Live in a neighborhood, so I apologize for that. So first you are going to want to remove the handle, and you're also going to want to remove the crank. Once you remove both of these, then you are able to pop this panel. This panel pops off. I personally use a screwdriver. There is a little fancy tool that you can use for that. I do not have one of those, so I just had to be really super careful to get these out right here because I really didn't want to mess up a ton of them. So once you get those all popped out all the way around, it comes all the way around, so just make sure you get them all. Then you can kind of shimmy and shake this, and you can pull it right out. You can either slide it out or you can just pull it down. Once you open this, there is a bunch of plastic in here. Okay, so that is going to cover for all your debris and dust and all that kind of stuff. So I cut mine out with a razor blade, got it cut out, so I had full range of motion in here. That plastic literally was making me a crazy person trying to work around it. So just cut it out of there and just tape it back on when you get done. Believe me. Okay, so after I did that, the four bolts, there's four bolts here, one, and one. Those are actually attached to the window regulator inside of here. And once this is off, you'll be able to see the where it cranks and how it works and all that kind of stuff right there. So let's see, after I get the four bolts out, there is going to be another bolt that's down here that you are going to have to remove also. I just kind of left that one for now. Next, I came over and I unbolted the window from the track that is in here, which is also connected on a roller to the Jeep window regulator. Okay, so unbolted these. And just be really careful. I don't want this to fall and break or anything of that nature. There is also underneath of here, there is this rubber. I don't even know if you can even see it, but there is this rubber stopper. You can see it poke out here. It comes up like this far to kind of save your window, just in case your window ever does come down. At least you have a better chance of it not breaking versus it not being there. So just remember that you have to pull that out too. It's got to go. Take that out. Now your window is loose here. Then you can take here, sorry, and then you can take the track out, which then kind of frees up this regulator too. Once you have that done, then you can pull, there's that big bolt that holds onto the track for the vent window. So then you want to be able to pull that out too. So your next step is that you want to take the window and you want to drop it all the way to the bottom. Now that that stopper is out of there, it's going to give you enough room to be able to finagle this vent window out. If you do not get the window all the way down, you will not be able to get you will not get that vent window out, I promise. Okay. So make sure you drop the main window all the way down. Now that this bolt is free here, then that loosens up the track here. There are also 3 bolts here, here, and down here. I hope you can see those. So you need to remove those 2 so that you can take out this vent window. And remember, this window is all the way to the bottom. So once you have that, this is now free and capable of coming out. So what you're going to have to do is, there's this weather stripping right here. You want to take this weather stripping. I had to use a flathead screwdriver to get it started, and then I pulled it out about halfway, 3/4 away to allow me to have the room to move this vent window. So after you get that pulled out, then your next step is taking out the vent window. Now you need to pull it this way. You need to pull it this way and pull it up at the same time. Now remember, it's kind of long, so it's going to take a second because it's got this track in it all the way down there. So once you get this out, then you are capable of taking the main window out. That needs to come out also. You need to have as much space as you can possibly get to get that new regulator inside of the door. I got this window out by tilting it and then pulling it out the front. Putting it back in was a lot easier. Actually, I didn't have to tilt it. I just dropped it in, believe it or not. So once your windows are completely removed, then now you have all the space that you possibly need to do the window regulator. Okay, and again, we've already loosened our bolts. So you reach in, you grab a hold of the regulator, you push it back, and you slide it out. It's so easy. It's not even funny. I mean, as fast as I'm talking is about as fast as you can honestly do this job. So once that's out, mine personally was bent. It was getting reefed on super hard, bent the bar. So it would not go up or down or anything any longer. So now it is time for the new window regulator. You stick it in the hole, you slide it up, get it up into here, kind of hold on to it, get your bolts in. I didn't tighten them all down at the first time. Like I put this one in with my fingers, and I put this one in with my fingers, this one, both with my fingers, tightened, 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 tightened. I just want to make sure it's completely square in there. I don't want there to be any kind of lag or move, or I just want everything to be completely tight. So once I got that in there, now the fun part begins. Okay, so next, after you get that in there, you're going to have to put your main window back down into your door. You may want to, I kind of did this a little bit backwards, but you're going to want to put, don't forget, this little rubber piece that is in the bottom to save your window. I actually put mine in after I put the window in, only because I forgot to put it back in. So I advise you to put that in before you put the main window back in. So then I came from the exterior of the door and dropped this window in nice and easy. I brought it right down like this, and then I took my vent window. You have to pull up and out, so that's how it has to go back in. You got it sideways, in, and then drop it in. So I got really super lucky, and it just kind of attached to the main window. I just had to kind of reach in and give it a little bit of a pull to get that extra secureness, but it actually fell right into the track just the way that it was supposed to. So that was super great. I'm usually not that lucky. Usually I have to fight and finagle and all that kind of not so fun stuff, but it totally worked out. So once I got the vent window in, and it is sitting on the glass and everything looks good over here, we have our little rubber bumper in at the bottom. Our regulator is installed part of the way, and then I took the track for the window and I attached it to the roller. Once it's attached to the roller, you might need somebody to give you a hand to hold the window up high enough to be able to refasten the window to the track. So you put those back on there, and once you have those in there, then you are like on a roll. Seriously, you're doing a super great job. So let's see. So now we are at the track. We got the window attached. And let's see. So next I went over to this big bolt for the vent window track. I kind of had to reach my hand up in there in that hole and kind of push it forward to be able to get this bolt in here, because it's not super duper long, nor does it really need to be. So, I mean, it just really just needs to hold it there. So I just kind of pushed it in there. I screwed it on there. We were totally good to go. So next step is that you have to put this cardboard panel back on to the, oh, bear with me, I totally forgot a step. You gotta put your plastic back on. So your plastic goes on. I ended up using masking tape to put the plastic back on in here. I want to try to keep out as much dust and debris. I know it's nearly impossible to do that with a Jeep, obviously. I taped all that stuff back on there, and then it's time for your panel. Just make sure that you've got these lined up so that you're not bending them in half. Just kind of push them into the hole where they're supposed to be. Give them a little bit of a squeeze, a squeeze, a squeeze, a squeeze, a squeeze, a squeeze, all the way around. There's actually one right here too, towards the middle, more towards the middle of the door, and then just kind of beat them all in. I ain't got to tell you how to do that, but yeah. that was the next phase. So after you get done with that, then here we go, like easy peasy, right? So the next thing I did was I reattached the handle and reattached the crank. So now, look at that. My window works. Isn't that so great? I just love it. She's a little bit stiff. It is, you know, aftermarket part. So obviously it's not going to be perfect. And like I said, it was really difficult for me to even find this part to begin with. I actually did save my old bent regulator just in case in the future I ever have any issues trying to get a new window regulator. I can actually heat up my old one and bend it back to where it actually needs to be. So I'm just kind of keeping around just in case. And another FYI, just an FYI, I was super duper bummed because after I got this all put back together, in your handle, you have the screw in here, which, oh, bear with me. Anywho, there's a screw in there. The original screw from the original handle and window regulator does not fit the regulator that I just purchased. Believe me, I was super duper sad. I was really super bummed. I had to go to my local do-it center this morning. They actually bored me a new hole and found me a new one to fit in there. So thanks guys at CarQuest. I really love you long time. And that's about it. I mean, it's really not that hard. It's actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. It doesn't take near as many tools as I thought it was going to be. It was just a matter of knowing the steps, I suppose. So you guys got this. I know you got this. I hope this helps somebody. Just know that you don't have to do a complete tear down on the door to be able to do this job. Yes, you do have to pull some things apart, but we're not talking about a full blown tear the whole door down to be able to do this project. I mean, once I figured out that the main window and the vent window had to come out, it took me a half an hour to get all this taken care of. All right, guys, have a super great day. I hope this helps. Bye-bye.